Merhaba, hoş geldin. Ben bunu daha önce cevapladım. Bu videolarda var zaten. Tamam, sakin ol.
Hayatta kalmamı istiyorsanız lütfen bir beğeni ve subscribe fazla görmeyin.
Welcome to SSR Academy. In this video, I'll be teaching you what is SCORE, what is CSS, that stands for Cross Species Score, how it is calculated, and hopefully you will be able to pick your targets more effectively when you approach multiple animals at the same time. Which one to shoot, which one to ignore, which one is going to give you better GM dollars, or maybe which one is worth a leaderboard that you should be able to display in your trophy lodge with pride. Let's take a quick look to the Hunter Classic wiki page for CSS. It is a way to compare scores from different species in one title. I am not going to look at the calculation part of it. Let's go summarize it real quickly. All animals have minimum scores and a maximum score, with a multiplier of how difficult it is to hunt or to find. For example, if you are hunting a bison, it is easier than if you are hunting a lynx, which has a higher multiplier because it is rare and more difficult in general. Just because it has a higher point in the system does not always mean it is a great way to make money. Please note that going after a lynx will be much more difficult than going after a coyote, which will be much more higher than going after, let's say, snowshoe hare. When going for a hunting trip for GM dollars, please consider that how difficult it is to hunt this animal, how often do you encounter this animal, and what is the likely average score you are going to get from it. That being said, let's take a look at what makes this score in the first place. For this demonstration, let's take a look at one of the hunts I made a while ago. Let's take a look at a whitetail. Okay, from this diagram, if you ignore all the numbers, you can already tell that whitetail is scored by its antler. When you take a little bit closer look to typical whitetail scoring, you can easily tell that greatest spread, tip to tip spread, and inside spread of the main beams are some of the main characteristics of this scoring system. So if you see a large antler, wide spread, know that it is a high score one that is worth chasing for. Let's take a look at moose, which is also a dare type. Okay, so far so good. You can already tell that it is also scored by the antler. When you see a dare type, you can easily tell that the antler is the main reason they get scored for. So their weight is not really important at this point. Also, females don't have antlers, so therefore they don't have scores for this species. However, it does not mean that all species don't have scoring for females. A good example to this would be rabbit species. Their final score is determined by their weight, and since female rabbits are weighting more than the male ones, usually females have much higher scores than the male ones. Some of the species like coyote have final score equals to weight as well, so they are easy to tell if their score is going to be higher or lower by looking their weight. Note that in coyote, males are usually heavier than the females. Therefore, males are usually giving more points than the females. Some species have a little bit more complex scoring than usual. For example, feral hawk, which you may encounter pretty commonly, have two different scoring types, waked and tusk. These two are compared with each other, and if tusk is high, it is scored by the tusk. If waked score is high, then it is scored as waked. Females don't have tusks, so females always score as waked. If you are looking for a trophy feral hawk, you should be looking at its tusks. The bigger they are, the higher it will score. When going for hunting or before going hunting, it is best to look at what makes score for the animal type that you are hunting. It is a good practice to spot every animal you see and determine which ones are worth shooting and which ones should you avoid. When it comes to leaderboards, it is pretty much down to luck if you find a good animal or a bad animal, if it's going to enter the top 100 or not. But there's a niche population that is going after the biggest of the biggest animals that I call monster hunters. I am one of them, that I check every single animal that I see and determine if they are worthy of the hunt or not. And if you do that, you come across something like this. You see a large antler. You know that's going to be close to a world record. It is magnificent. You know it's looking good. Then you start chasing it. Sometimes it takes 5 minutes, sometimes it takes half hour, sometimes 1 hour. You know that you are onto something and you follow it. And after taking the shot and collecting it, you realize that yes, it was worth it. That I call monster hunting. To keep this video brief, I will end it here. For spotting how to determine the scores of animals within the game, please like, comment and subscribe to me for future videos. Thank you for watching. Oh, by the way, the monster hunt I spoke about is actually called trophy hunting for the records. Have a good day, have a nice hunt.